Good morning, good morning. Booker Toad. Welcome to another episode of Black Man's Thoughts. It's your boy Yashayahu. I'm out here kind of celebrating. You know what I mean? Like to wake up, come outside, give praises to the Creator. But let's get it, man. You already know what it is. The Baltimore Ravens. You know what I'm saying? First time out of these 4 matchups recently, we won. I think we won in 3. In the matchups between Pat Mahomes and last night, man, was the game of the year. Game of the year, man. And we do it every year. Every year we put up a game of the year. And definitely last night we did that, man. Huge shout out to, the group and Let the Black Man Talk on Twitter. If you ain't in that group, man, definitely get in that group. As a black man, as a Ravens fan, man, get all your information. Good group of guys in there, man. Love them brothers, man. But we was all celebrating together. You know what I'm saying? Having neighbors call me. You know what I mean? My homies calling me, watching the game, commenting. You know, it's just a good time, man, when the Ravens play, man. Most exciting team in football, I think so. But let's get to it. Let's get to it. Lamar Jackson. Let me see. He passed for 240 yards. 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Also had, I want to say, about 16 carries, 107 yards. Tyson Williams had 13 carries, 77 yards. Latavius Murray, I think, had like 9 carries for 36 yards, averaged like 4.4 or 4 yards per carry. Tyson Williams averaged like, I think, 5. Devontae Freeman, 2 carries, 16 yards, I think. He averaged like 7.7 yards per carry. So the running explosiveness is there. No, can't like that. Last time I dropped that shit. But yeah, man. I think that we've had a good game, man. Shout out to Greg Roman, man. Greg Roman called a hell of a game. Man. I mean, from the stats that I just mentioned, that was a key figure. The running game was a key figure, man. I mean, we really pounded them on the ground. They couldn't stop us. At one point in time, we were just gashing them for like 6-7 yards per carry. I mean, it was pretty bad. And that's what you like to see. That's who we are. We have to stick to who we are. And I said, like, when Lamar gets flustered, when we play the Chiefs, a lot of times Lamar starts to play like he feels like I have to show the world that I can pass like Mahomes. And that is the furthest from the truth. Lamar doesn't need to pass like he's Mahomes. Lamar needs to pass like he's Lamar. Lamar just got to be Lamar. He has to use what got him to this level. Obviously, there's tweaks and there's a process of getting better. But that doesn't necessarily mean completely changing your game. That just means being more efficient at what you do when you get a chance to do it. We don't have the offensive weapons on the outside. We're starting to build, but we don't have the weapons that KC has. Then we don't have a Travis Kelce, a Tyreek Hill. You know what I mean? And then also couple that with the Lamar. You know what I'm saying? We don't have no shit like that. You know what I mean? Greg Roman called a hell of a game. I mean, the offensive line was humming. The ace, right tackle, watch. Maraki or whatever the hell is how you ever pronounce his name. I'm butchering it and I apologize. That boy, he did his thing at right tackle. You didn't hear much of him. I'm not saying he out there pancaking and slamming cats to the ground, but when you don't hear about a lineman, that's usually a good thing. So, you know what I mean? Do we have a new right tackle? Possibly. He's a little small, 6'4", 308, and I think that I like to feel on the off season, if he's gonna be that right tackle, bump him up, gain with the 318, he'll be pretty solid, man. Oh, and Bozeman had a high snap over Lamar and Cotter, but to be honest with you, last 2 starts, Bozeman hasn't been playing bad. He hasn't been playing bad. So, I mean, the line is definitely starting to gel a little bit. Well, I wouldn't say starting to gel, but they played definitely better. AB on the right side. If I was the coaches, I would keep AB as the backup left tackle and just keep Maraki at right tackle. Why mess with it? I mean, AV is obviously so much better at right tackle, especially with Ronnie Stanley out. Why mess with it? Why mess with that that chemistry? I would keep Ronnie Stanley out as long as possible until he can heal. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't keep him out for the season. Hopefully not the season, but if we have to just wait until after week 8, week 9, give his ankle ample time to rest for when we do a playoff push, I think that may be the smarter decision. You know what I'm saying? My bad, y'all. Hold on. Man, light ain't working. Damn. But yeah, man. We definitely, like I said, we gashed the Chiefs. More from an offense, man. Hollywood, bro. Hollywood is eating. Like I said, man. What's his name? Greg Roman from last year. He started putting Hollywood in better situations. He started using Hollywood on the inside. Had him run inside. Have him cut up inside. Instead of using Hollywood on the outside. We all want that doggone number 1 outside receiver and jump balls and shit. But when you look at how they use Tyreek Hill is a gadget guy. He moves around, does reverses. He does everything. He hits you from the inside. Low passes, deep passes, mid passes. He's going to be used everywhere. And I think that's how you use Hollywood. You throw him out there deep, push the safety backs. You know what I mean? Give him little short passes, little slants to the inside. I mean, the boy was balling. I think he had like 6 catches, 113 yards. Sammy Watkins had, 4 catches for like 44 yards. Andrew Seiden, he had like 5 catches for like 50-something yards. So I think that's what I'm talking about. A nice little balance. And you just think we haven't used Rashad Bateman. You know what I mean? Devin Duvernay obviously wasn't involved too much this game. I mean, he did have a fucking fumble recovery catch in the end zone or something like that. So shout out to Dev. You know what I'm saying? But we have to find ways of developing these players like Tylan Wallace, Devin Duvernay. We have to get them on the field. You know what I'm saying? Now you see other teams like the Browns, like the Steelers, and now you like to use them a lot because they're in our division, but they throw their receivers out there, let them get a few catches, let them build their confidence. Throw out Tylan Wallace, let him get some catches. Let's not do what we usually do and be like, yeah, we won't let them see the field till like week 4. Year 3, year 4. You know what I'm saying? We need to get them out there, get some experience early in the game. You know what I mean? Build their confidence up. Show them that, let them get some tape on what to work for, what to work on, and shit like that during a real game. So I just think we'll be so much better. I'm so proud of the team, man. The offensive line was amazing last night. The running backs was amazing. Greg Roman was just on his fucking game last night, man. I mean, holy shit. I mean, if we can get that type of game out of Greg Roman, bro, we putting up points. Like, one thing about it is, we're not even playing our top football. Like, yes, last night we played some damn good football. We're not even playing our top football because all of our guys in here. And look how easily we're putting up these points. Greg Roman is calling some damn good plays, y'all. You got to give him his props for the first 2 games. Last week I was about to jump out the window. The sky was falling. I talked about getting rid of pieces like Calais Campbell and older players if this was going to be a wash season. And I also said that, if we had went out there and got blown out on national television, it would have been a lot more serious than what they let us know. People heads would have started being talked about as being on the hot seat and stuff like that. So I'm glad these coaches got it together. Harbs, they stuck to the guns. I haven't even got to the defensive side of the ball, man, but they stayed on their game. They played Ravens football, man. Man, that right tackle position was and that left tackle position, the tackle positions were so much better this week. And you saw the ample time Lamar had in the pocket. I mean, the interceptions he threw, I was so mad that Watkins slipped, and I'm like, man, what the hell is going on? Open up the game, bro. You know what I mean? Threw an interception return for a touchdown and then overthrowing Hollywood. And that's when I was like, damn, this game is not going to go well. But you know what? The team resilient. The team resilient. They hear the chatter. They hear the chatter. These coordinators hear the damn chatter. The offensive line coaches hear the damn chatter. They probably was getting their ass chewed out too. You know what I mean? Let's go to the defensive side of the ball. Wink. Wink did it, y'all. He finally bagged off the blitz a little bit. You know, there were spots in the game where I thought that, hey, bro. But you know what? If you look at the stats, Pat Mahomes had 340-something yards passing. I think three TDs, 1 interception. But check this out. What's his name? Clyde Edwards. You know, they running back or whatever. He had what? He wasn't that active. You know what I mean? I think the Ravens stopped him. I don't think he got over 70 yards. I think we stopped him pretty good. I don't think he had that many carries. I think he had maybe like 13 carries. You know, he wasn't that much effective in the game to us. I mean, we held it down on the run. Obviously, when you have vets like Calais Campbell, and then you have a speedster at Queen, and people talk this shit on Queen like, oh, Queen's getting exposed. Queen's getting exposed. Queen does get exposed sometimes on the passing. You know why Queen gets exposed on the passing? Because Queen is fucking flying all over the field. He's playing so fast right now. And it's a gift and a curse. And I said this in the last video. We talked about this. Queen's problem is he plays so damn fast. A lot of times he's just waiting. He's just waiting for somebody to make a move, and he's flying all over the place. And he's getting himself out of position. If he could slow it down just a step on the passing routes, I think he'll be much more relaxed. Queen's thing, he's filling these gaps, man. That's the thing I was going with. Like, when you talk about the other team's running game, a lot of times they can't run. And, you know, we got Calais Campbell, Derek Wolfe was out. Matabuke has been playing a great game yesterday. I was on him pretty tough. I'm going to talk about him, too. But it's because of Queen. Queen is hitting those holes and those gaps so fast. I mean, the announcers was all over there. Like, this dude is everywhere. And you can see him. He's just throwing his body out there, and I love it. That's what we've been missing, an explosive middle linebacker. Now, the coverage part, I was talking to my man, shout out to my man Garnett West. I asked during one of the tweets, I said, why is Harrison on one-on-one with Travis Kelce, the best tight end in the damn game? And a response was made from one of the guys that says, maybe, or he may be a best cover linebacker. And I'm like, well, what about Bowser? Somebody let me know, what is Bowser's role? Is he the cover linebacker? Because Malik's thick ass is not going to be able to keep up with these very agile tight ends. It's not going to happen. And I think that we definitely need to change that on who's going to be covering these tight ends. You know what I mean? I guess it's hard because you've seen even Marlon get beat by Travis Kelce a little bit. And Marlon was getting beat a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, Marlon's been getting beat a little bit the last 2 weeks. You know what I mean? I've been watching. He's been playing good football, but he's also been getting beat a little bit. Hit one if y'all agree with that. Not saying he's been playing bad, but I have been seeing him getting beat a little bit. Matabuke stood out. I mean, Matabuke he's athletic, man. You know what? I was doubting Matabuke. All that shit people were talking, Matabuke going to dominate, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, the first game, I said, what the hell is all this Matabuke stuff? And then I'm watching the second game, I said, well, what about all this Matabuke? And then he comes in there like a bullet and hits this running back. And I'm like, good gracious. Then I see him getting double teamed, fights his way through and make a tackle. And I'm like, yo, Matabuke is definitely out there. Matabuke, if he out there taking on block, because that's what our defensive linemen do. What they do is they eat up blocks and they make room for the linebackers, the middle linebackers to eat. You know, it's crazy because you see somebody like Cam Hayward dominate for like 10 years at that defensive end position. And I be watching him sometimes and he just comes through the line so easy. And seeing that and seeing them explosive plays from Matabuke, hopefully we have something. I'm not saying he's going to be fucking Cam Hayward. That's two different rounds drafted. And, one's obviously is going to have a lot more, or supposedly has a lot more talent. But Matabuke he did his thing last night. I'm not going to sit there and say he was a game wrecker, But I'll tell you this one, man. You saw his presence on the field some plays, and that's all you can ask for. Calais Campbell, I think he finished the game with 1 tackle, maybe 2 tops, man. But, you saw him out there a little bit. Malik Harrison's a thumper, boy. That boy's a thumper. That dude's a thumper. He put his hands on you, it's a wrap. All you got to do is hold on to the ball. Hopefully he doesn't snap your arm when he slams you to the ground. But, hey, I see you out there, Anthony Everett. I mean, hell, one-on-one coverage with Tyreek Hill. Yo, he was step-by-step on him. I'm not saying that Anthony Everett is a goddamn speedster like that, but I didn't know he had the coverage ability to be step-by-step with Tyreek Hill. Shit, if we can use that, if we can get that, bro. And you know what? Think about this. What's his name? Pat Mahomes. 340 yards passing. Check this out. Travis Kelce, 7 catches, 105 yards. He's the number 1 receiver this game. But we all know that was all in that one goddamn play. Yeah, he had a lot of targets, but he wasn't dominating like Waller was. We actually really limited Travis Kelce, except that one long fucking run where he scores that touchdown that should never have been. He should have been tackled. They just let his big ass run down the field. But Tyreek Hill, boy was shut down. Give credit to Wink on that. Wink, like I said, if Wink does what he does, because if you look at the Steelers, they played the Raiders and Ruggs got off, but Ruggs didn't do shit with us. Why? Because what we did, we kept doing a high-low. And I said in a live video, if we can do a high-low with Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce the way we did it with Waller last game, I think we would win. And I said that. I didn't say we would win. I said that I think that's one of our keys to victory. And that's exactly what they did. They didn't let Tyreek Hill beat them deep. And they didn't let Travis Kelce beat them deep. And guess what Pat Mahomes did all game? He did he did check down throws, he did mid throws, short passes, and we didn't let him beat. And we have set a blueprint. Us and the Browns, AFC North has set a blueprint on how the Chiefs can be beat. And I think that confidence is booming. It's great for us because we finally have that blueprint. We finally have that monkey off the back and we say, you know what, we went out there and did it before. It can be done. Our schemes will work against them. We can run against them. And most importantly, we know how to stop their best targets if we all in the right position. And that's what the coordinators did. They put players in the right position to win the game. And that's what you need to do as a coordinator. You're not responsible for planning the game, but you are responsible for putting players in the best position to win. You know what I'm saying? Who else did I miss? Jason Oweh. No, Odafe Oweh. Let's get that shit right. Man, I was just talking about the outside linebackers. And you know how I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, and they be like, hey, I'm definitely a trench man. I'm this and that. And I love the trenches. I talk about the offensive line quite often. I'm definitely, when it comes to offense, I love building up the line. I think that's becoming not my favorite position to build up, but the most important, I think, to build up the offensive line. But I would say that if I had a niche or a group that I like, it would be the outside linebackers. I want to say the receivers, I want to say the quarterback, but the outside linebacker room is a special place because in my heart, because you know how when everybody comes to their teams. When I was really, back in the day, you've been watching this since they come up, man. We had some great outside linebackers, and over the last few years after Suggs, that spot has been vacant. I mean, we've had some good outside linebackers, but we haven't had that one or that two that we remember that like, hey, that's a Raven. That's a Raven. Judon was a great dude. I was a big Judon fan. Judon made a lot of bonehead mistakes, a lot of pass interference. I mean, a lot of late hits and shit like that. And he never became that successful at pass rush. He was a decent pass rusher. You know what I mean? You have somebody on the outside, he definitely going to get off. He was a smart linebacker, but he wasn't a Suggs. Odafe special. You know why Odafe special? Because he hasn't even been playing that long, and he hasn't even perfected the outside linebacker moves yet. and he don't know what the hell he doing. He just studying like a rookie, and he's playing. But wait till he really plays it with the with the with the experience, the mental aptitude, and be more equipped in his array of tools and the arsenal that he can employ. I mean, he is special. I mean, watching him just get after the ball, and the more and more he's starting to play, the more comfortable he's getting. And the more comfortable he's getting, the more and more you're starting to see Wink putting this dude like a Swiss Army knife. And pretty soon, it's going to be a wreck. They're going to line him up everywhere. And that's the line. That's that shit where you like, yo, we may have a goddamn star on a few, on a, it ain't no mid-round, oh, he's going to do this. It ain't no Metabuke shit. This dude is legit. And for the first, and he's all over the field. I mean, he's all in that backfield. He's making plays. He's stripping balls. I mean, this is his second game, and last year he didn't even get a sack in his senior season or his last season at Penn State. But they said he was so explosive, and you watch him, he's always in the backfield. He's always making plays, and you're starting to see it. You're starting to see it, man. Dalen Hayes with a healthy scratch. But Adolphe, man, he's keep an eye out on number 99, man. Oh my God, Justin Houston. That boy is balling out there. He's flying all over. And you can tell that when you watch Justin Houston, you can tell that he's been having a impact on Owe, because they kind of play similar. Like when they were on the field, when I see one like flashing and stuff like that, when I'm seeing them, they if you would take away their numbers, they kind of remind me of each other. They're of course, one plays faster and one plays with more experience, but when you just watch them, they kind of mimic each other. And I just think it's because he's been around Houston and he's starting to pick up tips from Houston and stuff like that, man. But wait till he get a chance to really work on some moves. I mean, I just think the OA special. I think that having Justin Houston here is a great thing. He's balling. He's flying all over the field. Like I said, Queen is balling. The Joker got hurt. Deshaun Elliott got hurt, concussion. Marlon Humphrey didn't play a bad game. AA played a good game. Chuck Clark, I don't think he was as all over the field as in Oakland. But Chuck Clark, you know, he did his thing out there. I saw him make a few plays. Wink, I got to give you your flowers. I'm not saying that I'm back on your the bandwagon, because I still think that right now he's the one that's the Wink right now. Right now, the first two games, Roman is putting some points on the board. But for Wink, this is his second game, man, giving up 300 yards passing. You know what I mean? This team putting up 400 yards on us. We supposed to have one of the best defenses in the league, and we lost Marcus Peters. I get it, but shit, Marcus Peters allows you to give up 400 yards per game twice. I mean, 300 yards passing twice. I just think that there's something going on there. Wink did a great job last night. I'm not going to fuck with Wink today, but he did a great job, man. He did a good job, but I just think that there's something there. I can't put my finger on it, but getting Jimmy back is going to be better. Getting the healthy Deshaun Elliott. Shout out to Brandon Stevens, man. He's not playing great football right now. But what I was saying is that when you have a Brandon Stevens, an Adolphe Owe, you have a Tyson Williams, you have a Ben Cleveland was out there getting some reps. Look how many players, young players, are starting to be out there. And how many times we used to say, Hards don't play these young boys. Hards don't play these young boys. Rashad Bateman's going to be out there. So what I'm saying is that I love the fact that Harbaugh is throwing these young boys out there. I love the fact that, you know, Brandon Stevens, nobody knew who he was. He's already out there. You know, he came in before Geno Stone, I think. Maybe they played different positions, I believe. Maybe so. But, you know what I mean? He's coming in there before a veteran. I don't know if Anthony Levine plays any free safety. But I think Adarius Washington was out there at one point, I've heard. So the young players is getting some burn. And that's only going to, you know, give them more reps. It's only going to build them up for next year. I can't wait, man. We're definitely a great organization. My praise is glowing for them. Definitely from last week. You know, last week I'm like, yo, bro, we need to trade and make some trades and shit like that. I do still think that we need to keep an eye on our depth at O-linemen or offensive tackles. But otherwise than that, man, the line plays so much better. I'm willing to give them another week. I'm gonna hold reserve judgment and see if tonight was a fluke. But shout out to Harbs. He asked Lamar Jackson, Lamar, do you want to go for it? Lamar said, hell yeah, we're going for it. This is in the Chiefs territory. All they have to do is not get it. Chiefs turn around, kick a field goal, game's over. Harv said the key to beating the Chiefs is limiting the amount of times that Pat Mahomes receives the ball. They can score anytime they get the ball. But if you take it out of his hands, we can win. And that's what he did. Man, shout out to the Baltimore Ravens fans. Shout out to the stadium. Shout out to the fans who were going crazy last night. They were a reason. They made it, we made it happen. You know what I mean? On to the Lions. Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, share. Did I forget to talk about anybody that stood out? My players of the game, Lamar Jackson. Despite the 2 interceptions, the overthrows, the bad readings in his throws, I thought he came back. He played like a fucking champion. He put the game on his back. He made the necessary plays to make. And you know what? That's what you want your quarterback to do. Hollywood Brown. Hollywood was balling. He was eating out there. Keep doing your thing, Hollywood. The right tackle, Marikey, he gets a player of the game. And defensively, Adafiowe. This is your boy Yashayahu. Black Man's Thoughts. Y'all know what it is. You know what the hat say. Shalom, shalom.